Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Mahrez coming to you with another Mahrez weekly show. How are you all doing? I hope you guys had fun during the holidays. I hope you had a good 2021. My 2021 was not bad. I had a few, I had some rough times, but it's been largely good, and especially because I'm here doing this, coming to you guys, and appreciating all the love that I get from you all the time. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone for showing me. For supporting me, for showing me love, and yeah, I'll get to more on that later. I'll give more shout outs. But yeah, the year 2021 in sporting terms has been full of action. There's been a lot of action around the world of sports, and African sports had its fair share of the action as well. There's so many things that we can talk about. Like, we can talk about the Olympics, we can talk about the Euros, we can talk about World Cup qualifiers, we can talk about UFC, boxing. So much that went on that involved lots of African sportsmen that I probably wouldn't be able to talk about all of them, but there's a few that I'd like to highlight. Like, for instance, the Champions League final between Manchester City and Chelsea in May. That featured a few African players. Edouard Mendy, the Chelsea goalkeeper from Senegal, winning man of the match, and also eventually ending up being the goalkeeper of the tournament. He had a massive season with Chelsea, so he topped off the season with all these accolades, and there were even shouts for him to have been included in the Ballon d'Or shortlist, which he wasn't, and which a lot of people were disappointed about. But everybody knows what a great goalkeeper he was, and he ended up with a Champions League winners medal. So I mean, it wasn't all that bad for him. Also on his team is Hakim Ziyech from Morocco. He made the step from Ajax to Chelsea and ended up being a Champions League winner again as well. So yeah, so that's a big shout for another African player. Then we had Riyad Mahrez on the losing side with Manchester City. Riyad Mahrez of Algeria. Solid player. He played very well for Man City, especially in the Champions League, but unfortunately he came up a bit short. Then also we had the UEFA Women's Champions League, which was won by Barcelona. Barcelona actually did the treble, and a key player in that Barcelona setup is Asisat Oshoala. I hope I got the pronunciation wrong. The Nigerian. She's a super striker. She scored a lot of goals for FC Barcelona, both in the league, in the Copa de la Reina, and the Champions League. I think she scored 4 goals in 9 games in the Champions League. Unfortunately, she didn't score in this year's Champions League final, but 2 years ago, she was the first African to score in the Champions League final when Barcelona lost against Olympique Lyonnais, I think. Yes. So, she's also had a great year. And yeah, then this year we also had the inaugural CAF Women's Champions League, which was held in Egypt, won by Mamelodi Sundowns. Excellent performance. They have shown that investment in the sport yields results, and they did marvelously well. Then of course in the final they beat Ghana's very own Hazakis ladies. Their story is an incredible one, because before the tournament started, before they even went for the qualifier, for the WAFU qualifier to qualify for the CAF Champions League, they were seriously cash strapped. They had to solicit for funds. Nobody was really paying attention to them until late in the day. I think the vice president donated some money, and then people started pouring in some money, and they actually were on the brink of not even making it to that particular tournament. But then they won it, then came back, went all the way to the final, which nobody expected in the CAF Champions League. But then, unfortunately, they got beaten by a better side, which was Mamelodi Sundowns. So yeah, big congratulations to them. I'm very happy that they were able to keep the flag of Ghana flying really high, and all of us in Ghana are really proud of them. Yeah, so now staying with football, even though it's not African football, the UEFA Euro 2020, which was postponed from last year, finally happened this year in 2021. And like I said, even though it's not African football, there were a lot of players of African descent who took part in it. As a matter of fact, there were 46 players of African descent, 26 of which were full-blooded Africans, and 20 of which were are mixed race, like half African and half European mostly. And then of course there were 7 who could have played for Ghana. You know, it's unfortunate that we have such talents that we are actually lending to other countries and making them superpowers. But at the end of the day, you know, that's their choice. So this is one of the reasons why I have decided to, you know, to do this, because I want us to have these kind of conversations. I want to see what we can do in our small ways to, you know, make our football, make our sports more attractive to people of African descent to actually want to play for the countries of origin. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's a bad thing that, you know, that they play for European countries, but these are super talents. Imagine Ghana, for instance, if we had Memphis Depay playing for us, we had Jeremy Doku playing for us. You know, these are people that could really, really help the Black Stars. And, you know, there are other, like, for instance, if Congo had Lukaku, imagine how strong the Congolese national team could be. You know, so as much as we admire them, as much as we like the fact that they are playing for big teams in Europe and big teams in big national teams as well. Lukaku, like this, he plays for the #1 ranked national team in the world. You know, it's a source of pride. But I think, you know, it would be nice if we could have some of these talents play for us instead of them. So over the Christmas, you know, there was a lot of things going on in town. Accra was packed. We had people come from all over the world, from Europe, from America, from everywhere, you know, just coming to chill in Accra. It looks like sports, there was some Premier League games, I think, some games that were outstanding needed to be played out. Then there was the MTN FA Cup. There were some shocking results over there. You know, so on the sports side, that was there. Then we had, like, on the entertainment side, which is why Accra is so packed. There was Afrochella at Elwak, there was a GT concert, and I think Shatawale had a concert at the Accra Sports Stadium, and there were all sorts of concerts all over the place as well. The clubs, the pubs were always packed. Like, you know, you go to Bloom Bar, you go to Twist, it's packed. You always have to, like, wait in a long queue in order to get in, you know. But I think we're still in the middle of a pandemic, aren't we? And, you know, I thought there were some restrictions that we had some restrictions, and that, like, places weren't supposed to be as full and as packed as they have been over the holiday. So what is it that makes sports so dangerous? So at a point we have a 10% quota, and then, you know, increase to 25%, but never even 50%. If you dare go beyond the 25%, then you have the Ghana Football Association banning clubs and stuff like that. So what's that all about? How come we're not playing fair? How come the entertainment guys get to you know, make all the money that they can, but then when clubs slightly flout the rules, then we have people crying foul all over the place? I really don't see what the big deal is, because if you go to the club, people don't stay in clubs for 90 minutes. People stay in clubs for hours, and this is shoulder to shoulder, you know, front to back kind of action. You know, have people shaking their behinds. I don't have a problem with people shaking their behinds, by the way. I actually like it. But, you know, the point is that some people are allowed to do it while others aren't. At the stadiums, if you're not seated, like, at a distance from people, and it shows on TV, clubs are banned. I was at the Accra Hearts of Oak when we got banned for playing with more than 10% capacity against Accra Great Olympics. What's happened? What's changed all of a sudden? Why are clubs allowed to have people, you know, have them? Why are clubs allowed to be packed? Why? I don't understand. I don't understand why there's so much fuss when it comes to sports, but nobody seems to say anything when it comes to entertainment. Well, a little bird told me that some of these entertainment centers are owned by people in high places. So, okay, so I guess it means that we need people in high places to start owning football clubs as well, because and sports clubs as well, because I really don't get it. Anyway, so why does the government allow that, or why does whichever authority allow that? Why isn't there an enforcement of the COVID protocols? Why isn't there an enforcement of the rule on the capacities. Why? When it comes to sports benefits not just the clubs, it is for the entire nation. That's not to say that entertainment, like, music doesn't benefit the economy or benefit the nation in any way. But let's be honest, between sports and entertainment, sports is much more, what's the word? It's much more, I don't know. You give me the word. You give me the word in the comments. But yeah, I'm sure you get the point I'm trying to make. So if you're going to allow entertainment, people who do entertainment, who are enriching themselves, by the way, and clubs who are always cash strapped, who need the money from attendances, and you're going to restrict them, then I don't see how you're helping the sports industry, especially the regulators. I don't think that you need to be that as heavy-handed as you normally are, because I don't really blame you, because when I was at Hearts of Oak and we had our issues with the what's it called, Accra Great Olympics game, the footballing authorities that I spoke to were scared that people from Jubilee House would make a fuss. So football authorities, if you're listening, the next time the people from Jubilee House want to make a fuss, show them videos of what goes on at Bloom Bar. Show them videos of what actually went on at the Accra Sports Stadium, the very facility that they are trying to ban us from bringing spectators into. Show them the videos, because it's not fair. Anyway, then the next thing I want to discuss. Why did the NSA, the owner of the Accra Sports Stadium, shut down the stadium and disallow clubs that use the stadium, that is Accra Lions, Accra Great Olympics, Accra Hearts of Oak, and the others? Why did they prevent them from playing under the guise of renovation when they knew that they were not going to renovate? Even if they weren't immediately going to renovate it. They gave the place up for these musical concerts. It is not fair. Right now, you're asking fans of Accra Hearts of Oak, when they have a home game during this period, to travel all the way to Cape Coast when there's a stadium right here in Accra. Why would you do that? The NSA, the regulator of our sports. Are you a sports regulator or are you an entertainment regulator? Fine, you can make money from the rental of the stadium. You can make money off it. But then you can make money, you get a share of the proceeds from attendances of these football clubs as well. So what's the big deal? You're more or less disrupting a club's preparations during the season for your monetary gain, which I do not think is fair. If anything, sports should be given precedence over anything else. So yeah, the NSA, please, let's not do that. Then this brings the question of our own clubs as well. Some clubs, I will not mention names, but we have one club that is 86 years old, we have another club that is 110 years old, and they still don't have their own stadiums. You see, if after all these years you were able to, invest in some of these facilities of your own, you wouldn't be having these problems. We wouldn't have the NSA dictating to you where you should be playing your games. You see, so I think that, yes, maybe you don't have the money, but you think that, after 86 years or after 110 years, you would have been able to do some of these things for yourself. Anyway, it's not too late. I know that, some of these clubs are trying to get their own facilities. A big shout to some of these smaller clubs, or the newer clubs, let me put it that way, who have their own facilities. There's no way the NSA will come and say that they're closing down the stadium for renovation and then giving it out to people to have concerts and smoke weed and all of that. So yeah, but this is just a plea to the clubs, and not just the clubs. I mean, you look at clubs outside. You have Malaga, you have Newcastle, you have all these clubs that are attracting foreign investment. Maybe some of these foreign investors should be looking towards Africa as well, because we have big clubs with huge traditions, with huge fan bases, where if they invest into them, they will definitely get their returns if they have a proper plan. I'm not going to say that they definitely will. Of course, it doesn't mean just throwing in money and then sleeping and expecting that you get your money back. No, but if you have a proper plan, a club like Asante Kotoko, a club like Accra Hearts of Oak in Ghana, they are the two most supported clubs. If you get your act right, you sell merchandise, you have, there's multiple streams of income you can get from the fan bases of these clubs, you definitely get your money back. Definitely. So, this is a plea to Asante Kotoko, Hearts of Oak, and foreign investors or anybody who is willing to invest in the sport. That's why I'm here, guys. I just want to encourage investment and participation in sports in Africa. Anyway, now, did you guys see how popular and how people troop to the stadiums to watch these concerts? Like I said earlier, do you see how people troop to their clubs? Do you see how much excitement there was in December purely because of entertainment? Now, I think when it comes to sports in Africa, or let me just use Ghana as an example, we don't use enough experiential marketing. It's mostly come, watch a game, 90 minutes, and go back. But we should make it a whole experience. I remember last season, or no, 2 seasons ago, the truncated season, Lagos Cities tried, making it an experience. They would have like a Shatawale or a Wendy Shea or a medical come perform during halftime and all. Yeah, but I think that we need to do more than that. Recently, I watched a documentary about the IPL, which is the Indian Premier League. No, it's not a football league, it's a cricket league. And I'll not bore you with too many of the details, but cricket is normally played over 5 days originally. Cricket is originally played over 5 days, and then they switched it to 1 day, and then to 1 day internationals or whatever, and then they decided that the games were too long, so they have something called a 2020 format. So the Indian Premier League is a 2020 format where games are played within a very short time, and it keeps people engaged. It keeps people interested in what it is that they're doing. So yeah, when they started, people thought it was a rubbish idea, but then they tied it to entertainment. They tied it to popular culture. You have we all know how Bollywood is the second largest film industry in the world after Hollywood. So they have Bollywood stars buying teams. They have Bollywood stars. They have their Bangara stars doing music videos for teams. Stuff like that. Why don't we tie entertainment into our sports? We all know how popular people like Sarkodie are. We know how popular Stone Boy Shatawale is. We all know that Manifest is a huge Accra Hearts of Oak fan. Why don't we take advantage of these guys to make it more than just a football game, more than just a game of 90 minutes where people come, sit down, wait for the game to start? And if we want to make it a family game, these are some of the things that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to probably invest more in security, obviously, because you want a safe environment if you're going to be bringing your family. You want to invest in audio visuals to keep, to keep the excitement, to keep people engaged. You want to invest more in a whole lot of things that can go into it, rather than just sit and wait for the football game. 90 minutes, everybody goes home. You can invest in like a food bazaar, something, anything. Get sponsors to have activations during halftime, do a dizzy penalty shootout, something, keep people engaged. I think this is what we need to do from 2022 onwards. Let's think more about it. Let's see what we can do to make it more exciting. Let's see what we can do to make people want to be involved in our game. Let's see what we can do to make people want to invest in our game. These are some of the little things that we need to do in order to attract the kind of investments we want. So guys, yeah, I guess we just need to keep on doing these things, and let's talk. Like I'll tell you guys about the Coke sessions later. So yeah, these are some of the things that maybe we could be discussing at our Coke session. So yeah, So, like I said, that was a whole lot happened in 2021. There's just so much to talk about. But when it comes to the year 2022, my hopes for African sports is that we just keep on doing what we do. We keep on trying our best in in sporting terms to do what we can to reach the top. The African Cup of Nations is happening in a bit over a week, and I'm really excited about that. You know, it's been expanded to 24 countries. This is the second time. The first time was in 2019. So we are going to see a whole lot more action. We're going to see a whole lot more, as we would call them, minnows or supposed minnows, and they're definitely going to be surprises. Not all the minnows are going to just roll over and let the big boys whip them. That's not going to happen. So I'm very excited about the African Cup of Nations happening. There was some talk about it's being cancelled. There are fears about Corona, but you see, this is why I keep on talking about us getting the respect we deserve, because the Euros was postponed for a whole year. By the time it came on, the pandemic wasn't over. Some countries had restrictions, but there were other countries where they allowed full stadiums, but nobody had a problem with that. All of a sudden, it's time for us to release our players to go to the African Cup of Nations, and now everybody has a problem with coronavirus. The truth of the matter is that when it comes to the actual numbers for COVID-19, Africa has the least number of cases, but it's still a problem. I don't know why. I guess what we need to do is we just need to keep on having these conversations. We need to keep on doing what we can to get the respect that we deserve, more or less, because it's high time that African sports doesn't have to deal with these kind of questions and these kind of conversations. So yeah, you know, there are other sporting events coming up, and I'm really excited about the year 2022. Back to the year 2021, I'd want to give a few shout outs. I'd like to say thank you to the people who have subscribed. I'd like to say thank you to the people who have been watching my videos, sharing. I really appreciate the love. I get a lot of calls, I get a lot of feedback, and I really appreciate it. I'd want to appreciate two people in particular. They are my regular viewers and commenters. One Booster Channel has been commenting quite regularly and giving me quite good feedback. I appreciate you. Big shout to you. And then someone who I consider a big brother, Paul and Cancer. Thank you very much for everything. Thank you for your words of advice. You call me, you hit me up on Facebook. You give me, you criticize me when I need to be criticized, and you give me and you encourage me when I need to be encouraged. So thank you very much. Yeah, the Erasmataz Weekly Show. I mean, the Erasmataz YouTube channel. You know, all this wouldn't have been possible if it weren't for my brother, David Coleman, who cornered me one day and just started recording. So I had no choice but to keep on going. Yeah, this was actually right after my sister passed. And, you know, this is something that has been 3 years in the making. I kept on postponing it. But then after my sister passed, you know, I realized that, you know, life is short. And, you know, you end up regretting things you don't do more than things you have actually done. So I didn't want to end up regretting not having done this after having stalled for 3 years. So I'd like to say a big shout to my brother David. So yes, in 2022, I know it hasn't been the greatest. I haven't made the greatest videos. I know. Please forgive me. I'm still a beginner. But in 2022, you know, after having done this for the past 3 months or so, by the end of 2022, you can expect better quality pictures, you can expect better quality topics, you can expect better quality graphics, you can expect better quality guests, you can expect pretty much better quality Erasmataz. So I really hope that, you know, you guys keep on supporting me, and, you know, let's grow together and let's see what we can do to help make African sports great again together. I really appreciate you guys. I hope you had great holidays. I hope you have a great 2022. Happy New Year to everyone. Please keep the love coming. Please keep the love among yourselves, and let's grow together. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Thank you. And yes, before I continue, before I end, if you really do like my videos, please don't forget to hit like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Like I said, the target is 2,000 by the end of 2022. So let's keep the community growing, and let's keep on doing what we do. Yes, one more thing. The first Riyad Mahrez Coke session is happening on the 8th of January. So, like I keep on saying, if you want to join, we have a Telegram group, Riyad Mahrez, same spelling. Just hit me there and let's do it. It will be at the Red Apple at Labadi on the 8th of January. I'll put out more info on all my social media pages. And yeah, I'll see you guys there. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. And like always, I'll see you guys real soon. Peace.